We have breaking news from Colorado that could impact Donald Trump's run for the presidency.
The state Supreme Court ruling Trump is disqualified from holding office because he engaged in an insurrection. WGN's Shannon Halligan is joining us now with more on this ruling and exactly what happens next.
Yeah, the Colorado Supreme Court declared the former president ineligible for the White House and should not appear on the state's primary ballot. This under the U.S. Constitution's insurrection clause. It now sets up a likely showdown in the nation's highest court to decide whether the frontrunner for the GOP nomination can remain in the race. Former President Donald Trump took the stage at a campaign rally in Iowa Tuesday. He spoke to the crowd after the Colorado ruling came down, but did not mention what he thought. The divided Colorado Supreme Court decided that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment would disqualify the former president as a presidential candidate. Former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski was asked about the ruling on News Nation.
He's never been accused, charged, or convicted of this. So for the Supreme Court to rule in a 4-3 decision that Donald Trump is ineligible to be on the Colorado ballot only is going to drive this issue further and once again outline the two-tier justice system. Because if you've never been convicted of this crime, how can the state Supreme Court say you're ineligible to be on the ballot for president of the United States? Let the people decide.
Trump lost Colorado by 13 percentage points in 2020 and doesn't need the state to win next year's presidential election. But the danger for the former president is that more courts and election officials will follow Colorado's lead and exclude Trump from must-win states.
If the Supreme Court upholds the Colorado decision, it's obviously the end for Trump's political career. He can't run for office again in the United States.
The Colorado court stayed its decision until January 4th or until the U.S. Supreme Court rules on the case. Colorado officials say the issue must be settled by January 5th, the deadline for the state to print its presidential primary ballots.
There's a number of conservative scholars who have really argued forcefully that the plain text of the Constitution means Donald Trump can't be president anymore. It doesn't matter whether you like him or not. It's in the Constitution, and that's the way conservatives like to do the law.
WGN political analyst Paul Lisnek said if the Supreme Court does not take the case, then the final holding will be that Trump will be off the ballot in Colorado. However, Lisnek said that the Supreme Court will likely need to take the case to decide a ruling that applies to all 50 states.